Hey guys, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope. Again, biggest story in all of professional wrestling right now. John Cena and CM Punk, their feud going into Night of Champions. Everybody was snickering at it. Everybody was barking at CM Punk about being a hypocrite. And yes, do I like that they're having this match in Saudi Arabia? No, but I could accept it. Like, I mean, it is what it is. It obviously the location sucks, but we're getting to see these guys in a wrestling match. When this is maybe John Cena and CM Punk, one of the feuds that have defined a generation, really. And 14 years to almost to the day with an identical setup in R-Truth match against John Cena. One of them goes through the table, one of them cuts a work shoot promo. It's the pipe bomb recreated 14 years later. It's an amazing piece of business, and the internet clearly reacting to it. This was like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. This was one of the best promos of John Cena's career, because for a lot of different reasons. For one, this was really like one of the first times this entire time that he actually sounded authentic as a heel. That's the first thing. Secondly, he didn't sound robotic. He didn't sound like these were just like cookie cutter, regular lines. Like this sounded like there was some actual heat behind it. And my question is, as I've been talking about this through a couple other videos, where the fuck has this been for 3 months? They just coasted and just waited and let this unleash here near the end. Like, he's still got 6 months left, but he's only got like about 15 to 18 dates left. So it's just like, what are we doing? Okay. But spinning this forward, we're a week away from Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. It feels like to me that Cody Rhodes is probably beating Jay Uso on Monday night in the King of the Ring semifinal, which means it would be Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in the King of the Ring final in Saudi Arabia. That is a heck of a match to me. My assumption is Cody Rhodes is going to win King of the Ring, and he's going to challenge for the undisputed championship at SummerSlam. The assumption is that CM Punk's not winning. A lot of people are like, man, this sucks. CM Punk should have been the match at SummerSlam. And why are we doing this now? I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not writing this off. I don't think Punk and Cena are going to be done after Night of Champions. Because here's the difference between the matches that they've done already. R-Truth they moved off of. They did the Ron Killings thing. They kind of just, used that as a pawn together. The Randy Orton thing was built for a couple of weeks. They did it in his hometown. Randy Orton was off television after all of that. With Punk, this feels different. To go to the pipe bomb 8 days before a show, and maybe some people say, maybe look, they're emptying the tank because they don't have anything. Here's the other part of this. Punk and Cody had an interaction last week on SmackDown, right before Cody had his quarterfinal match, his quarterfinal fatal 4-way. They're hinting at something to plant the seeds moving forward. And so, listen, I think Cody's going to win, but there also is the option that Jay Uso could slide in and face Randy Orton. I know that would piss a lot of people off, and then that sort of opens the door for CM Punk to have some sort of wonky finish with John Cena that leads to a rematch at SummerSlam, and we get what we want, Cena and Punk one-on-one. But listen, I don't think it's a bad idea for, some wonky finish to happen. Cody wins King of the Ring, and it ends up being a triple threat. And let's not forget, too, that Seth Rollins has issues with 2 out of the 3 of those guys. He may have an issue with John Cena. He's still got the Money in the Bank briefcase. So we make this a triple threat. It's still the same thing. At the end of the day, John Cena is going to be defending the Undisputed Championship. And I think realistically, it's either going to be a one-on-one match against CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, or it's going to be a triple threat. Some people will ask me, where does Roman Reigns fit into this picture? I don't know if we're going to see Roman Reigns until I don't know if we're going to see him before SummerSlam. I really don't. It'll be interesting. I do think he'll factor into John Cena's, the end of his run. But when Roman comes back, he's going to probably want to have something to do with Rollins and Paul Heyman, because that's where his story really lies with that new group that's being formed on Monday Night Raw that some people are really not that big of a fan of. I'm fine with it. Like, listen, We're only a couple months into this thing. Do they need to fix a couple things to make it a little bit more intriguing? Yes. But my big takeaway from seeing this pipe bomb promo from John Cena and, really kind of shaking the system and like, really igniting the fire. I don't know how you could be WWE at this point and basically be like, yeah, we're good with one match in Saudi Arabia and we're good. I get it that really I think one of the end games of this whole thing is to get that title back on Cody Rhodes one way or the other. Here's another thing. I don't think it's cut and dry that Cody Rhodes is winning that match at SummerSlam if he gets there. I think Seth Rollins is going to factor into it in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's going to be Cody winning or something getting stolen. Rollins is absolutely going to factor into this picture as well. But I can tell you with 100% certainty from my vantage point, from watching what I've seen the last 2 weeks, and like I said, this has literally been a resuscitation of a seemingly dying act, which was the John Cena heel run that started back at Elimination Chamber in March. Like this is the best that it's been. This is the most authentic he's looked and felt as a heel. And it's because of CM Punk. I've talked about it before. If you don't see value in this guy and you want to be blinded by the fact that he walked out of your favorite wrestling company, that guy could have added value to your place, AEW fans. Quit the nonsense, man. This John Cena run was dead as it could was as close to dead as you could get. And here we are near the end of June, walking into a match in Saudi Arabia, and I cannot wait to watch this. One, because it's John Cena and freaking CM Punk, one of the best feuds of the last 15, 20, 25 years in WWE that we've seen, at least one in the last decade or so that we've seen. But man, it's just, I don't know how you could watch that. And I don't know how you could be a decision maker within the hierarchy of WWE and think that CM Punk is done with John Cena after Night of Champions. There are so many ways that they can push forward. I've mentioned the Night of Champions 2012 finish where Cena hits a German suplex. Both guys are pinned in the match. It's a double pin and Punk retains. We could do something like that. There are ways to advance this. I don't think it's as cut and dry as Cody Rhodes wins the King of the Ring and it's Cody and Cena at SummerSlam. I don't think they're going to go that route. I'm bound to be incorrect about this. And there's a bunch of other ways that we can get there. And also, as much as people don't want to admit it, they could easily have Jay Uso win King of the Ring, and it would be a terrible idea. I don't see Randy Orton winning the King of the Ring. A lot of people are going to be mad about that Sami Zayn didn't win. Listen, Sami Zayn didn't need to win this. He's probably on the front. He's at the top of my list for Royal Rumble front runners going into 26 because of the Saudi Arabia and also just the way they've been telling his story. I think it just makes a ton of sense for Sami Zayn to win that. But by no way, shape, or form do I think that John Cena and CM Punk, they've jammed a lot of shit basically into 2 weeks. I don't think they're going to want to just end this like they kind of did with the Randy Orton thing, because here's the other problem that you run into if you go off of that. This is the other problem you're looking at if you're WWE, if you completely move off of CM Punk, and why I think that they're going to stick with this going into SummerSlam is because if CM Punk is not in the world title picture, what is he doing at SummerSlam? What is he doing at SummerSlam? Like, seriously, is he challenging Gunther for the world heavyweight title? I just don't see how that logistically makes any sense and how you're going to make that work. What is CM Punk doing? He's faced Rollins 100 times. Is he teaming with Roman Reigns against that group and forming a team? That feels kind of lame. I think it makes a lot of and Rollins has obviously got the briefcase, so why? So he's probably going to be involved in something. And Rollins is already embroiled with something with LA Knight. So, I think this is the beginning, not the end of what's going to happen. I'd be really disappointed if we did get a clean finish, and we just moved off of this and, didn't do anything for the rest of the year. CM Punk's already hinting at stuff with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is obviously, they're seemingly going to go back to that with John Cena because, that's how this whole thing started. Again, a lot of things got turned on its ear in the last 2 weeks with this Punk thing, and then obviously, the last 2 weeks on SmackDown in particular have really lit a fire underneath this whole heel turn and this whole storyline. It's really made it a fascinating watch. I can't wait to see what they do next. CM Punk has, again, single-handedly resuscitated and just revived the John Cena heel act. Anyway, I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.